Good evening, everyone. You are looking at a live view of the Fusion 2 rocket at our launch pad in the National Space Center. We are just over 11 minutes away from the launch of our second Rideshare mission, carrying 21 satellites from a range of customers. The payloads on this mission are flying for as low as $950,000 each. Our Rideshare program enables the cheapest access to space ever, and as we look to the future, we are going to continue driving that price down with our Griffin rocket. Just recently, Griffin's first stage passed initial acceptance testing at our Base Alpha facility. This involved a series of tests which saw us load and detank the propellant tanks with liquid nitrogen to simulate flight conditions. Next up on our path to launch is structural qualification testing of specific sections of the booster structure. Stay tuned for updates as we continue to progress. As the countdown continues to progress, Fusion 2 continues to look healthy. We are scheduled to complete propellant loading a minute early, so teams will be taking extra time to ensure the health of the vehicle and payloads. We'll be taking a look at the payloads flying on board today right now. On today's payload stack, we have two missions from Quantum Space. The first is the Night Eye satellite, which you can see at the left of the image. It is a communications satellite that has been constructed to demonstrate the manufacturing and operations of Quantum Space's production line. The second mission is CubeSat Express. Comprised of 16 satellites, 3 of these satellites are made for providing internet to Drew, and the other 13 are communication satellites. Next up is the Centaur mission. It is a communications satellite platform built by Arlo Space Systems to provide on-orbit communications with spacecraft. You can see it at the base of the payload stack. At the middle of the stack, there are 2 cube satellites. The one on the left is the Asia Cube 1 mission. This is Asia Space's first satellite, and it aims to test technology critical for the future of their satellite development program. The satellite on the right is the Gaia satellite, built by Hermes Space Systems. It'll go to space as part of the Orbital demo mission, to demonstrate technology for a Drew observation and weather satellite constellation. Finally, right at the top of the stack is the JunoSat 2A satellite built by the North Atlantic Satellite Systems, flying on an ASX Space OFEC kick stage. It is a Drew stationary X-band communications satellite. We will not be showing the deployment of this satellite due to an inclination change which is required to put the satellite in the correct orbit. We're at T-8 minutes, Fusion 2 is still looking healthy alongside the payloads inside the fairing. Propellant loading is nearing completion on the vehicle, that'll wrap up in 1 minute.
Propellant loading complete. Strong back retract has started.
Fusion 2 has finished propellant loading for flight. The vehicle is holding approximately 430 tons of methalox on board. We also just heard the call out for strong back retract. This means the pad is beginning to configure itself for flight. The quick disconnect umbilicals have been unlatched from the vehicle, and the tower structure holding onto the rocket is beginning to move away. As we get closer to liftoff, we'll begin purging our lines of any flammable fluids and gases.
Vehicle press initiated.
Fusion 2 is entering final preparations ahead of launch. Tank pressurization has begun. You will still see venting coming from the vehicle, but this is normal.
Pad gas closeouts. Flight computer enabled.
Fusion 2 is now taking over the count. All systems look great. We'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch soon.
Go for launch.
T-minus 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Go Fusion 2. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
ELS chamber pressures nominal.
Seconds into the flight. All good call-outs so far. We have all 12 airless engines ignited on Fusion 2. Next up is max Q of maximum dynamic pressure.
Max Q.
cleared max Q, that's the point in flight where the vehicle will experience the greatest stress. Coming up in around 1 minute will be stage separation. We're going to shut down all the engines on the first stage and release the clamps on the interstage, and we'll ignite our airless vacuum engine on the second stage. And once that is complete, we should see the boost back burn start on the first stage, to bring it back home.
MECO. Stage separation.
ELS vac ignition.
Booster boost back startup.
Fairing separation.
Booster boost back shutdown.
Go for return.
What a spectacular sight from those onboard cameras. We've got the second stage pushing its way into orbit. And the booster is making its way back to landing zone 1.
ELS vac chamber pressure nominal.
Both vehicles are continuing to look nominal. We'll be coming up on the shutdown of that airless vacuum engine shortly. We're going to be performing 2 burns to get the payloads into orbit today. And it does appear that we have lost the onboard camera for that first stage, but that's okay, it is still coming back for a landing. We should see it from our pad cameras shortly.
SECO.
Nominal parking orbit.
And just as expected, the second stage is now entering a short coast phase. We are in a nominal orbit. So we'll focus our attention on the first stage, which is still making its way back for a landing.
Booster is transonic. Booster landing startup.
We've lit up 11 of those engines for the landing burn.
Booster landing shut down.
Booster has landed.
And another successful landing for Fusion 2. This was the first flight of this particular booster, so welcome to the Team Booster 2011. As we check back in with Stage 2, everything is still looking great. We're coming up on that second burn of the airless vac engine. Once we complete that burn, we'll begin the first round of payload deployments.
ELS vac ignition.
And you can see that beautiful blue plume in the sunset.
SECO.
Nominal orbital insertion.
It sounds like we're in the planned orbit. We're standing by on the first round of payload deployments now.
Nighttime deployment confirmed.
And there we go. This deployment sequence should last for around 5 minutes.
Asia Cube 1 deployment confirmed. CubeSat Express deployment sequence initiated. CubeSat Express deployment sequence complete. Centaur separation confirmed.
And that'll bring our first wave of deployments to a close. You can stay up to date on the progress of the mission on our socials. Next up is another burn of the airless vac in around 1 hour. We'll be ending the webcast here for today. Thank you to all of our customers for entrusting us with their payloads, and thank you to everyone for tuning in for the launch. Have a great night.